Hi, my name is John. Welcome to John's Episode 1. This is my first attempt of, I think, at least two, because I can already see what I did wrong here, of making a urine-separating composting toilet. I wanted to put it in my school bus. The problem is they cost over $1,000 if you buy them. They're supposed to work. I'd like to, at the very least, I want to do, just see for myself it working, even if it's something I decide to replace. But anyway, what I've done is I took just a bucket. I took the lid, I cut the rim off the lid like this with just a utility knife. It's pretty easy to cut it off. And so here's a regular lid. I cut this part off. And so now the lid can fit inside the bucket. So this is the lid here. In the lid, what I did first was I glued this, actually I should have cut the hole out first, but glued this funnel. I've got this funnel I got at an auto parts place. It was like $2, right? And it's got this hose on the end of it. And I glued it with epoxy onto the lid and reinforced it with duct tape while the epoxy was still tacky, so hopefully it's just all glued together. I cut this hole out, and this is a floor drain for like a concrete floor or something. I bought it at Home Depot, right? It's like a floor drain, and this is a drawer handle, or just like a drawer. I had to cut part of the threads off to make it fit. But and then I put some duct tape. I put a black plastic bag to make it look black and just kind of duct taped it all. And then, I don't know if this is necessary, but the idea is this can fit on here as like a lid, okay? So, the thing about these is the trick is to separate the urine and the poop, okay? So the pee is going to go in these little holes into that funnel, gets diverted out the side here. The poop goes straight down and collects in this bucket. And if what I've read is correct, it should last one person a couple of months without having to empty. And then the whole thing, so obviously I cut the bottom out here. So I've got another bucket over here that I kind of slot in the side for this tube here. And I can slide that in there. The poop's going to collect in the bottom bucket. When it's full, I take this part off, and then put a lid and probably duct tape here if it's not quite compost ready yet. And swap it out and then get another bucket. These buckets are cheap. They're like $4 or something with the lid. But already I can see what I've done wrong is this thing's coming out way too low. This sucks. It should be coming out like right here or something. So that's the next thing I'm going to do is, maybe a funnel like this and cut this and put a right angle or something. So that's the one thing I've done wrong. I'm also not sure whether this hole is big enough. And then, of course, at some point, like say it works and everything, this toilet seat, the whole thing goes into a plywood box. There's on the net, there's examples of this, but this is the first one I've seen where I'm actually trying to separate the urine like the expensive ones do. There's probably out there. I haven't seen anybody else do it, so I had to make it up. But so then this goes into now in a bus. I might just route that through the floor and have a big collecting tank, 5 gallons or something. From what I hear, you can dispose of the urine. You can put it in your garden as is. If you think that's not true, don't yell at me, cite it or something. I'm just telling you what I read on the net. And then the poop is supposed to be compostable to put on your garden, your flower garden, not your vegetables, in a couple of months. So that's what they advertise, $1,000 ones. So I'm trying to do the same thing for $10 or so. So I will let you know how it goes. Give me a couple of days. I'm actually going to try and use it here in my apartment and see how it works. And I will let you know. Oh yeah, I forgot the most important part. It wouldn't have worked the way without this. Okay, so you have to take something, they say to use peat moss, sawdust, some sort of thing like that. Apparently shredded paper works, whatever. This happens to be organic topsoil, potting soil that I got from a store in Seattle down the street, grocery store. And so you line the bottom, and then when you go poop, you throw a little bit. So I've got, just to be all organic, I got the scoop made out of an organic orange juice container. Yeah, how's that, huh? All right, and there we have the finished product, all ready for first use. I can't wait. And then you can see what I did here is I got a, of course, organic orange juice container, cut a little hole in it. The urine deflection is going into there. And this is all set up in my bathroom. I can only imagine what the landlord would think if he saw this. So, dude, if this doesn't make me a babe magnet, I don't know anything about attracting women. Oh, and yes, ladies, I am single.